a lot of, I'm doing the heavy lifting today. What's this? Oh, little pink safety pins. Aren't they cute? Yes. Yes. All right, I'm going to take these out of here because, again, packaging. I'll never ferret in there. Okay, I got rid of that. All right. Are we seeing the, oh, I love another one of these old ones. Love those. Put that into the oddities. Definitely use those up. And they came on a bunch of old business papers. And bought this giant box of business papers. And it's so cool. It's so interesting to see what they ordered and, you know, how they wrote. And everything was just different back then. Oh, I can relax my feet. Sonny followed my husband into the coffee making zone, which we can now call the drop zone. You know, the kitchen is the drop zone because occasionally we drop something and Sonny's quick. He can get in there and snarf it up. And it's funny how fast they learn that. Yeah. Well, here we go. Oh, I had a funny subby the other day. She said, I really love your videos. I'm learning so much from them, but would you mind not talking so much? Because I have to mute you because you talk too much. And I told her, well, I am a yapper. So I think that's fine. I take no offense at that. Mute me, do whatever. That's perfectly fine. Do what makes sense to you. I've done it. I put videos on before and I've muted them, and I put videos on before and I don't watch them, but I just listen to them as background, and I find it very relaxing. Sometimes just you know, a certain person's voice is easy to listen to, and it's soothing. So away I go, and that's how it happens. I'm wondering, do you guys experience the same thing? Are there people for background voice, and are there people that you're like just watch, like, and you don't miss a step? I think the people who edit and they get to the point fast, I think those will probably be ones that I would like watch every little bit, because they move along, you know, and there's value in that. But then, I mean, what do I do if it's a slower one, but I want to get to the point? I hop, skip, and jump ahead, like I fast forward, or I move the little scrolly button, or I put them on super speed, and listen to them at like the 2. Thanks, son. I really appreciate that. You're amazing. I put them on 2 speed. My husband taught me about that. He goes, yeah, you know, you can speed them up. And that way you can watch twice as many videos, same amount of time. But, you know, does that sort of defeat the purpose of relaxing and watching a video? Sort of, because, you know, rushing through everything in life, sometimes we just need to slow down. What if we put it on slow speed? Oh, sorry, I got to clear. All right. The throat has been cleared. Sometimes with a lot of talking, a crafter hairball comes up and it needs to be cleared. But all is well. Well, I hope you guys aren't battling with COVID. I know that some of you are, and I certainly want to wish you all rapid and happy healing, because that's no fun. That's no fun at all. I don't want this whole thing just to go away. Okay, these are canceled eyelets, and they're handy to keep for, you can use them as little washers if you're using little lever arms, or you want to like close. Oh, look how dirty my fingers are. Little lever arms to like hold down a piece of paper or something on your journal page. So yeah, hang on to those. Hang on. All right, there we go. Now we have the hairball extracted. Fuzzball. Ring of unknown origin. Yeah, speaking of rings, I used to metal detect. So out there on the sand and stuff like that. And that's a lot of fun if you've never done that. Oh, these are really cool multicolored paper clips. No, they're safety pins. Dagnabbit, they're safety pins. Aren't they cool? Yeah, all different colors. Oh, some are rose gold. Ooh, look at that. And then some are like a bronze. Oh, yeah. Oh, love them. Okay, put you there. See, I want to do so much more with these things because they're really fun. So, yeah, I've been getting into watching... well, anyway, I used to metal detect, and it is so relaxing. you're just out there for hours, sweeping your magic wand back and forth and finding a lot of bottle caps and a lot of coins. Then every once in a while you do find something. And I found a lot of jewelry. Actually, my second time out, I found an emerald gold ring. And I was so excited, like, oh my God, that's what's down here in the sand. And of course I was, you know, addicted at that point. And watching every little video on how to metal detect, and always having so much fun. And you know, another good place to metal detect you might not think of are playgrounds. Yeah. Now you're going to look like the weirdo out there with the metal detection thing going under the swings. But what happens is when people or kids or whatever are swinging, change falls out of their pockets and it goes flying and rings fall off and all sorts of stuff. And you find a lot of stuff. Actually, I found a lot of like Mattel toys, the little toy cars, the little metal ones, but back from the 70s and 80s and things like that. And so if you're into collectibles and stuff like that, it's a really cool way to find stuff. I love to treasure hunt, any form of treasure hunting. I love it. And it's not even so much for the value of the stuff. It's just that, you know, you're like looking in this nowhere stuff and then, oh, all of a sudden you find something magical. It's kind of like thrift store shopping, or I used to love archaeology when I was a kid. I wanted to be an archaeologist. And I am also watching this Canadian guy. It's called, I think it's called Curiosity Incorporated or Curiosity Inc. They're out in Edmonton. It's his family. And he goes around and buys like hoarder houses and storage units and stuff like that. And then goes through all the stuff, and you get to watch his adventures of what he finds. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And I could just watch that stuff for hours. And I put him on as background sound too, and background music and noise, because he has a nice voice. And he's always like, oh, look what we found. And he always finds money. He always finds money, you know, in the teacup, in the back of the cupboard and stuff like that. It's amazing. You know, a lot of people squirrel away money in odd places, you know, in the freezers, behind baseboards and weird stuff. But yeah, he has a really interesting, very positive guy, very adventurous, and does good for his community. Nice guy. And so I've been watching that. And I've been watching are these, they're called Northern Mudlarkers, and it's a mother and daughter team. Oh, another one of these black ones. Yeah, score. And they're from Britain, and they go out on the shores, and also into the woods where they used to have Victorian garbage dumps, and they look through just stuff that's mostly on the surface from what I've seen. And they find all sorts of really cool things like Victorian doll parts and muskets and marbles from Victorian times or even older. They have the history goes way back there. And it's just so cool to watch them find things. And then they take them home and they make things out of them, different jewelry. They taught themselves how to work with glass and make glass beads, because they find a lot of glass out there, pottery, things like that, war items, buttons, corset pieces, the metal pieces. Sorry. Hang on. So it's been a fun adventure listening to them in the background too. So they're called Northern Mudlarkers. And I think mudlarkers is a word for like, it's like metal detecting without metal detecting. They're scavenger, like they're just like looking for lost objects. So, or found objects, whatever. But they found some really cool stuff. And I just want to go over there and do that. And I briefly looked into it, and if you're coming from another country, it's not as easy. You have to get a permit. But then there are some little tour companies that will take you on novice mudlarking expeditions, which probably they take you to the shore for an afternoon, and you just dig around, and they charge you for it. But it looks like so much fun. And old bottles. They find old glass bottles, and just really cool stuff. And maybe a little lumpy to put in junk journals, but yeah, that treasure hunting stuff, I just get a kick out of it. And I just started watching Oak Island. I'm sure everybody already knows about Oak Island, and again, I'm the last person to know. But that looks like a lot of fun, just the adventure and the spirit of doing that. Oh, how fun would that be? maybe I'll do that in my old age. I will just explore and probably still make journals. But still, like, I love that whole exploring thing. And oh, there was something else I was going to tell you. What was it? You know, these little fleeting thoughts that fly through, and they fly through and then they're gone, because there was another fleeting thought right behind it, shoving it out of the way. That's what I tell myself. Okay, so you're a biggie. Okay, you can stay there. There's a weirdo. Okay. And I mean that in the most loving way. Let's celebrate the weirdos. But yeah, the unique oddities. Okay, let's call them that, because there is something fascinating about them. Oh, this one time I went to New York. I may have told you this, but I'll tell you again. I went to New York, and there's this thing called Atlas Obscura, and it's a site that you can go on the internet. And at any area or any town that you're going to, and you want to know what to do that's unusual in the area, it's kind of like a Wikipedia where people post the unusual things to go look at, things to see, things to find. And so I was in New York, and my husband was at a conference that day, but it was actually last January. And I said, well, let me pull out Atlas Obscura and see what's in the area that I can walk to, because I really wanted to do some walking at the time. And so I was able to walk down to Central Park, and there's some interesting things to see that you wouldn't know unless you read the Atlas Obscura. See, this is kind of cool how the paperclip picked up the multicolors. See, I did a green and purple combo. And that's what I mean. Like, you can really have fun with those alcohol inks. So remember those. And yeah, I found these steps to nowhere. And they're kind of hidden, and you have to kind of like look around, and you listen to people's explanations, or you read people's explanations. Okay, it's hard to find, but here's where you go. You go over here and you look by the bush and under this rock, and then turn a corner and look way down, and you'll see the steps. But you can only see it if you turn your head when you're out on the outpost or the outcropping, and then you turn your head and you look back. And that's exactly what it was. I ran around this one area forever. I'm like, it's just not here. They must have boarded it up. It's over. It's gone. And the stairs were there. And I was like, oh! So I went down there and I took footage of, like pictures of me walking down the staircase. And then it led to the entrance of an old cave, which had since been bricked closed, because I think it was used during the Prohibition days. And so it was bricked up years ago, but it's very cool to find. And it's there, and not very many people in New York know that it's there. But if you are from New York, check it out on Atlas Obscura. The hidden stairs. Very cool, very neat to explore, and something fun to do for an afternoon. It's active, and that's one thing, is we have to be active as crafters, because you will become the shape of your chair if you don't move. And if we spend hours sitting, or if you do a lot of creating, you can just get stuck sitting forever, and it's not good. We need to move a little bit. And even if you don't, or you can't walk, movement is important. So change your position a lot, get up, stretch, or get some kind of mat under you that vibrates or massages a little bit, so you don't form blood clots. We don't want blood clots. And try and keep your back straight if you can, and consider a stand-up desk. So you can raise it or lower it, and if that's too expensive, then just get a couple of boxes that you can put on your desk or your table so you can stand up and craft. I mean, it can really, you think you can't stand up and craft, you can. It's actually, think about factory workers. I mean, a lot of stuff, what they do, they're standing up in an assembly line and they're doing stuff, right? And it's going by, and and it's quite comfortable. And then you can spend, another 20 minutes sitting down, and then spend another 20 minutes standing up and crafting. It's very good for you to change positions, and especially the position of the angle of your neck as you're looking down constantly at your stuff. You need to look up and look to the right and look to the left occasionally, just to give the old neck a stretcheroo, or else you will get crafter neck. And we all know what crafter neck feels like when you've had a really good crafting session, but your neck is stuck in that position, and it's not fun. I know. I've had crafter neck so many times, and there's ways around that where you can work with your body. And I used to do a lot of yoga for several years. I wish I had done it longer, but I'm restarting again, and I'm starting from zero, starting from scratch, and I'm doing this 10 minutes of yoga in the morning on YouTube, of course, and that is it's been very helpful because I'm starting to stretch in the other direction, and it's not really aerobic yoga or anything. It's not like, you know, combat yoga or any of those power yoga or anything. It's just stretching and reorienting. So if you can give yourself that gift of movement in different directions, it doesn't have to be yoga, but whatever it is, because the body will ache. And if you've been crafting long enough, I'm sure you may have experienced something similar to that. I hope not, but if it has happened to you, there are ways through it and ways around it, because I spend a lot of hours crafting, and I have to counterbalance that by moving my body in different directions, or else I will become very sore and very stiff. And that cuts into your creativity, because when you're not comfortable, when things hurt, it's hard to craft. It throws you off your game. And I want you to have a good game. Okay, I'm back. All right, so yeah, I always had really good lungs. And then about 5-7 years ago or so, I had pneumonia really bad. And then about every 5 days, I get these little hairballs. And they have to be cleared. And then they're cleared, and then I'm good again for another 5 days. I don't know what that is. And I've had it checked, and everything's fine. It's not a worry. But yes, it's a tad annoying. And today is that day. So I will be muting myself and clearing. And I'm back. Isn't that that's sexy, isn't it? Are you glad I'm sharing that with you? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Sometimes I just say, Pam, just go forward and don't think about what you just said. Just carry on. Yep, more often than not. Okay. Oh, I think we're seeing some light here. Yes, we are. This whole thing is almost done. Was it like 7 hours now? Are you still with me? Are you still with me? Oh my God, you guys are troopers. You guys, you deserve medals. Absolute medals. Or you're cleaning and you're making progress. I hope you have to have made some progress at this point, right? I hope. Okay, I just have to, I'm gonna lift this out. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's see what's in here. There's one purple, and there's one more there. I have to save the one. The one makes all the difference. A little Y. Okay, let me dump this out. It's very dirty. I don't know where all that dirt comes from. Like paper dirt comes everywhere, you know? Okay, let's get in here with the industrial strength baby wipes of them all. Baby wipes are great. You don't need to use baby wipes though. You could just use like a wet washcloth and some soap. Just soap, water, paper towel, napkin, whatever works. I drizzled some alcohol ink there apparently. Must have put in some paper clips that were not completely dry. Okay, so yes, I think I should probably do that. See, look how nice and purple, right? And that was just a few drops, so I'm going to open that. Probably regret it, but I'll open it and face it the other way. Okay, the blue. I think the blue got bluer. I think it got bluer. Maybe blue is just not as strong of a pigment too. That's a possibility. So, and here's the olive green. Yeah, that came out really nice. And they are really cool when you multi-do them. I should do some multi-dos too. Let's see if I have like ginormous amounts here, I will do some multicolors. Okay, so that's very nice. Okay, all clean. Getting ready for the next millennia. No, we're going to re-clean before that. Okay, now underneath, there's always some that skittles underneath. So you got, look at like these big paper clips. Didn't even know I had those there. Oh, there's a button. Okay, you go in the unknowns. Oddball. Oh, there's some more oddballs. Yeah, oh, Holly's going to sing. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's starting his pretty singing. Hey, Holly. All right, we got a lot of big ones here. Hollywood. He knows his name very well. Yes. Hollywood. And he will like to sing it for all of us. When he thinks we're not looking, he sings a lot. Yeah. He's actually quite a good singer. He has a great voice. It sounds oddly like mine. And he sometimes sounds like Tom's mom. Doesn't really sound like Tom much, but Tom, that's my husband, he is his favorite person. Yes. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. He doesn't mimic Tom, but Tom can do anything to him. He can hold him upside down. He can put his head in his mouth, all sorts of goofy stuff. And I will get bitten. So I have to be careful. But Holly and I have an understanding. Yes, we work together. We've worked our positions out in life, and I don't take offense that I am not a special person. I do my best. And we coexist in a happy little place. And we do all right. You know, it's a nice, peaceful little home. And he's doing some whistling. Yep. Just my cutie boy. He's very smart. As I say, you know, parrots are very smart. And so try and give him some interactive fun toys that won't injure him. It's amazing how many of the toys that they sell can turn into nooses. So you have to be very careful about that. They can get a foot caught or a head stuck into a rope or something like that. So we don't use anything with ropes or chains because we've seen him get his little foot caught in between chain links. And I've seen some nightmare stories about rope incidents. So we don't use anything with ropes. Just try and keep him safe. But he does like crumpled paper and plain paper without any dye in it. And also empty toilet paper tubes or paper towel tubes are big winners. Those are very good. So I have been cleaning here a while. I hope I don't hit the wrong button, just end this inadvertently. That could happen. So sometimes I have to click on and off a bunch of times. I click it in the opposite way I meant to. So you might hear, 5 minutes of me clearing my throat and then no talking for a while. So I apologize if that happens. I hope it didn't happen. But we are making headway, and we are only 7 and 8 hours into this now. So you're doing great. And thanks for those of you who decided to hang out. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I love sharing time with you, and we're having lots of fun here, and we're always trying new things and, just relating to the life of a crafter and everything related to junk journals, different ways to make junk journals. And there are so many ways, it's endless, and so many items that we can use to make them. I just want you to know that the world is your oyster. And the amount of possibilities are endless. And just when you think you've thunk it all, you'll come up with a new idea. And that's the way it happens. Or you'll see somebody do something and you'll get so inspired you'll be off down the bunny trail. That happens to all of us. And that's what's kind of nice and kind of fun. Everybody gets to share their ideas. And there's a lot of Facebook groups out there if you want even more junk journal fun, and they all have different emphases and focuses. But our junk journal page, the Paper Outpost FB group, primarily focuses on creating things from these videos. And because I was asked originally a lot from people, I made something that I saw in your video and I want to show you. How can I show you? And I thought, well, instead of showing me, why don't you show everybody? So I thought, let's make a Facebook group, and that everybody can show what they made from the different videos. And that way we can learn from each other. And I have learned so much from you guys. So that's kind of how it started. And then the focus is kept to creating from the videos, doing weekly and monthly challenges, or just hanging out, or talking topics related to junk journals, but primarily all focused on creating and from the videos. And also, so you may find that certain topics may get closed or something like that, and don't take that personally at all. Sometimes a topic has been discussed and there's a 1,000,001 posts on it, and sometimes it's time just to move to a new topic, or there's a lot of related posts to that. So if you're really into that type of topic, just put it in the search field. You're going to find tons of people talking about certain things. So, and you might find that more helpful. So anyway, there's a lot of other junk journal Facebook groups out there, and they all are a little bit different. Like some are focused on happy mail and sharing and mailing each other things. And we don't do that on our site just because it takes us off topic, because when you have a lot of people on the thing, posts get drowned out very quickly and you can get off topic very quickly. And when I originally started the group, everything was fine and hunky-dory, and then all of a sudden it went political, and I couldn't manage it all myself. I was getting these emergency alerts from people. Hey, do you see what's going on in the Facebook group? It's awful. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? So, and some people jumped in and said, hey, you need help. You need moderators and administrators, because you can't do this as a one-person thing. But I thought, well, gee, I don't want to lose the platform, because people are really having fun here, and I just want them to have fun. And so, we came up with a system that helps everybody stay focused on creating things from the Paper Outpost videos, and also doing weekly, monthly challenges from the Paper Outpost videos. So all I can say is, don't take it personally if you find that a post is not approved, or it's not, maybe it's just off topic or something like that. But you can still have a lot of fun. And like I said, if that's not your groove, if you want to do it differently, there is every type of possible group out there. And I'm not exactly sure what groups do what, but yeah, they're out there. And but definitely come on and check ours out, because you might have some fun. And you might find that this is your happy place. And that, I think, is probably the most critical thing that I want to create for people. If I do anything for people, it would be this. It would be to create a space and a place where you can, and I mean this for the YouTube channel as well, probably mostly for the YouTube channel, and also, well, for the Facebook group too, where you can forget about all the woes in the world, and you can just relax and bury yourself in the paper and have some fun and unwind, and maybe have a laugh, and kick up your heels, and not take everything so seriously, and let the drudgeries of the day disappear, and whatever else is going on, and we all have stuff that's going on, and this can just be your happy, peaceful place. And I want it to be that for you. And so I'm doing my best to maintain that for you. So yeah, if you kind of know that that's where this is all coming from. I think we all need a space, no matter what is going on. We all need a space to decompress and unwind and just have a little fun. And whether we're cleaning, whether we're creating, whether we're just hanging out, whether we're cooking the soup. This one lady, I love her. I think her name was Len. She'd say, hey, you're with me and I'm cooking today. Today I'm making stew. And she'd like give me a rundown of what was in her stew. And I thought that was so cute, because I can totally relate to that. You're like doing something else but listening to videos. And I take no offense. I think that's awesome, because we all do it. Who are we kidding? So yeah. Oh, I wanted to, sorry, hang on. Hubby and I found a new show to watch, and we do like the period piece shows. So if you like the period piece shows, like the Game of Thrones and the Vikings and the Last Kingdom and all that kind of thought. Well, but this one we just started watching. Of course, everybody probably already knows about it, but it's called Britannia. And it's got, I don't know, I really like it. I mean, we fell in love with it from the beginning, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it. If you want to check it out, check it out. It's a period piece, but it's interesting. So at the end of the day, we're almost excited to go and like scamper off and watch an episode or two, and just get lost in another world again. Escapism. That's what it all is. Oh, look at these. These are cool. Oh, apparently I have let me just swing you over there for a second. I have well, don't accidentally turn this off. A lot of small ones. Oh, they're even spilling in there. All right, I'm just going to move you this way a little bit. Okay. Wow, that thing is full. I got a lot of those. So don't order any more small ones, Pam. You got a lot. Do I have a lot of big ones? Oh, I got a lot of big ones too. Oh, I can't see this. I got a lot of big ones. All right, what's this? Oh, these are paper or safety pins. Look at that. Okay, so here's weird ones. A bobby pin. Look, where did you come from? All right. So there we go. Almost done here. Wrapping it up. 12 hours later. Bringing it home. Yeah, so if you haven't joined the free monthly email newsletter, make sure you go ahead and sign up for that. You'll get a free digital image emailed to you monthly, along with a junk journal tip, a note from the bookmaker, which you can stick in the front of your journals to help explain what a junk journal is to folks who might not know what it is, if you plan on giving these as gifts. Also, there's a list of junk journal supplies that you can keep your eyes open for. Some are purchased and some are found. And there's about 7 or 8 pages on that file. So if you download it, you'll have like when you're out in the world, a list of things to keep your eyeballs open for, because it could be used in a junk journal. And as we all know, everything is a crafting supply until proven otherwise. And what else? Oh, okay, my Amazon store. I try and put my favorite tools. Oh, look how organized I was at some point. Okay, I just have to revel in the amazement of me for a second. Look what I did. I put those little tiny paper clips from Tim Holtz. You can see them on here. On a safety pin to keep them all together. Wow. Now, if I would have found that earlier, I could have continued to do that, but they're just in there now. So that was an awesome idea, Pam. Way to go. Too bad I didn't realize I did that. So how you can corral little things, right? It is possible. But yes, my Amazon store has links to a lot of the products that I personally use, and I'm not sponsored by these companies, but obviously when you buy something through my Amazon link, I get a percentage of it, but you don't pay more because you use my link, just so you know that. I don't know if everybody knows that. You still pay the same price as if you just went on to regular Amazon, but this is a way, if you're interested in knowing how to help my channel, that is a way that you can help if you use those links. And even if you start on those links and meander off in other directions, for some reason, somehow, there's still a percentage that comes to the store. So I don't know how it all works exactly. That's, again, one of those social media internet things that, I've just sort of set it up and off it goes. But it originally happened because I would get asked all the time, and I mean all the time, what's that glue you were using? Where do I find that? Where do I find that? So if I can find it on Amazon, I will put it in a link. So you can always go into my shop link, and that's below every video in the drop down description box, and find stuff there. And if I can't find the exact item, I'll find something as close to it as possible. But probably 99% of the stuff is the exact item that I use. Sometimes the products run out and you'll see that there's no price written by a product. That just means they're out of stock, either temporarily or permanently. And I'll go back in there and do a sweep every once in a while just to make sure that there are active products in there, because people do run out, or when supply